Welcome back to the vendor table.
Holler.
Holler?
Holler.
Holler?
Holler.
What the hell is that?
It's like hello, but with an ER.
Not holler?
No.
Like holler?
Holler.
Oh, God. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I'm irritating. What do you want from me?
It's very irritating. I can't with you right now. Well, we're back. Oh, man. It's been a great couple of episodes chatting about so much shit. A lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
A lot of crazy shit. Stuff, you know.
Stuff and things and stuff and shit.
Like a lot of things. It's been fun. This has been a crazy wedding year, I will say. Just a crazy wedding year. It's gone fast, too.
Mm-hmm. This whole year went really fast.
Yeah,
I feel like
2023 was a blur. It's almost over.
Isn't that like an old people thing to say, though? Man, this year went by so fast.
It did, though.
We say it every year, like as if it's going to change. Every year we say the same shit.
I had my first couple of the year reach out. I shot their wedding in March. And I was like, I felt like I shot their wedding 3 years ago. Like, It was just like they want to do a wedding album. And I was like, I feel like I shot your wedding so long ago. It's like 30 weddings later. I was like, it's like, because it kind of was like, it was so long ago, but like a wedding year does feel like it's like Interstellar, you know, the movie Interstellar.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Well, you never saw it? Well, like Interstellar, like the whole, well, you got to watch that movie. That's a great movie to watch.
Okay.
But like, it's so disappointing that she didn't watch Interstellar. But a year on one planet, like a minute on one planet is like a year of time on another planet kind of thing. So it's like, that's what a wedding season feels like, is like it goes so fast but so slow at the same time. Like you're in it and it moves so slow.
Time is an illusion.
But when you look back at it, you're like, that felt like 4 years ago. And it's really 6 months ago. You're like,
I say that about my marriage. Like, I feel like Pat and I have been together forever, but we've only been married 5 years.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, how are we at 5 years already? How's my son 4? I don't understand.
It's insane. And like, how do you think I feel? Sarah and I, 17 years we've known each other.
I don't know.
It's insane, you know, when you think about that, right? When you think about that time. And I was like looking back at photos from like 2006, and I was like, we were babies. Like, how did we?
Babies.
And now we have babies, and it's like, holy shit, where did this go?
Things are weird. Time is weird.
We're not talking about age.
No, today we're talking about something else.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know.
Do you want me to read it? So the topic of convo today, okay, we get this a lot, but the topic of convo today is, does your follower count matter in the wedding industry? This really applies to Instagram. This applies to TikTok. This applies to anybody in the wedding industry. Really any business in general, but this applies to everybody. But like we're going to talk about this from the wedding industry. Does your follower count matter in the wedding industry?
I was talking to Mike about this recently where, you know, we started this podcast and like sometimes I have this moment of vulnerability where I think I only have 5,000 or so followers. I think when we started it, I was under 5 and I was at like 4,000 something. And I was basically like, sometimes I feel like a little bit of a fraud. Like, do I even have a big enough following that I can do a podcast educating other people or talking about the wedding industry as if I'm some expert? But then I've shot hundreds of weddings and I've been doing this for almost 8 years. So I feel like, yes, I do have the experience and the wherewithal to do something like this. So, and I feel like you feel similarly as well. Like, do we have tens of thousands of followers? No.
We combined, we have 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like, I think I have almost 6,500 or something like that. Like, I don't have a ton of followers. And like you, since we've launched the podcast, I've probably gained around 1,000 followers, mostly photographers, mostly industry pros and stuff like that. But the follower count never mattered to me. Okay. And it still doesn't, even with our podcasts and everything like that. It does matter to our podcast. Like we're trying to grow that to the industry. We're trying to get as many followers as possible, things like that. But as a wedding photographer, as a wedding professional, I never worried about the follower count. I'm not trying to be an educator. I'm not trying to be a social influencer. My follower count never mattered to me. What mattered was who was following me. Okay, and that's the big kicker there. I don't care if a photographer follows me. I don't care if a photographer likes my work or not, but I do care if a bride follows me.
Correct.
Okay, because that's my target. That's my target demographic.
Our target isn't to, like, we don't want to be influencers. We want clients. We want people to follow us who are interested in what we have to offer, and that is wedding photography. So, as grateful as we are for the amount of followers that we have received since we launched the podcast, does our growth from the podcast actually impact our business? No. And I feel like that's something that a lot of maybe newer photographers are worrying about. Like, they want to build a following that's large in numbers, but they're not considering the fact that you need to have regionally people that are following you because they like your work, because they like your vibe. They want to connect with a photographer they're going to hire. And that's the important thing.
Exactly.
So does it correlate?
Does the follower number correlate to being a better photographer? And here's my answer to that one. I don't think it does. Okay. No. Because there's a lot of photographers out there. There's a lot of wedding industry pros out there that have 100, 200, 300,000 followers, but they're not known for their work. They're known for making funny content. They're known for making reels. They're known for TikToks. They're known for stuff like that, where they're making gripping content that is catchy, that is fun, that is amazing, and like people relate to it. But who relates to it? Does a bride and groom that's going to purchase that from them, like purchase their photo package from them? Or does a photographer who just thinks they're funny and relatable and they'll follow along because they're, like they're funny and relatable, right? Most of the photographers that I see that are social influencers are not, I don't want to say not great artists, but they're probably better marketers than they are photographers.
Agreed. You have the Henry's Diaries of the world. You have the India Earls. You have like the Gabby Shears.
Phenomenal photographers.
Who are incredible storytellers and amazing photographers that deserve that follower count, that like are really putting out work that is like impactful, gorgeous, and stunning.
And they have hundreds of thousands of followers because they are amazing artists.
Because they're being followed by clientele and photographer alike. Mm-hmm. But then you have other tiers of influence, like social influencers or photography influencers who have amassed a larger following, who are just, they're gaining followers for their content, not necessarily their actual photography. And to that I say, I mean, well done. Like you're marketing the shit out of yourself in like the best way possible. But is that garnering the clientele that you need to be full-time or to support yourself? That's
exactly what I was going to say. Does that lead to sales for you? Does that say you got 20,000 followers, from those 20,000 followers, how many are going to lead to a sale for you?
Right.
Because I have 5,600. I'm a full-time photographer that gets over 1,000 leads a year.
And you're fully booked.
I'm fully booked. Okay. I'm usually fully booked within 6 months. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And I have 6,500 followers. Okay. But my core demographic, and I look at it all the time, my core audience, okay, is 82% female. Okay. Mostly brides. I see who follows me. I check like their profiles. When somebody follows me, I do look at the profile and I see mostly brides, newly engaged, all that stuff. I want that. That's my target demographic, is that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm a photo educator, or now we're podcasters, we are big time podcasters, I'm targeting everybody. Okay. Like I'm going to target the photographer. I'm going to target the planner. I'm going to target the florist.
It's making a connection with other vendors and brides and grooms. So it's different.
Like with the Vendor Table podcast, we put that out to everybody, right? We put that out to, like, we have such a wide array. And like we did a poll a long time ago where like, what are you in the industry? It was like, are you just here? Are you a bride and groom? Are you a photographer? Are you other industry pro?
Or just a random?
Or just here for the banter kind of thing, right? A lot of people are just here for the banter. But it's funny to see like it was so diverse, right? But that's our target. Our target is people, we want to target anything related to weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's vendors, it's clientele, it's brides and grooms, and it's randos that just enjoy our banter. Okay. So we could be much more diverse and much more broad because the follower count does matter to us in that regard. But if you're looking to establish yourself as a business, okay, and you're targeting, especially a wedding related business, and you're targeting, you don't want to target competitors. You don't want to target other photographers. You want to target a bride and groom.
Yeah. Unless you're like selling photographer resources, like for example,
Presets.
Yeah. Presets, workshops, things like that. Then it doesn't make sense to have a ton of followers who are also photographers.
Would you suggest like would you say they should make a different page?
Yeah, honestly.
For like their education if they wanted to do that?
I definitely would because
I think India Earl does that. She has like India Earl
Yep.
education, if I'm not mistaken. Like, and I think that's brilliant that she has that.
it's definitely, it separates the clientele that you're looking for. I mean, you're still always going to have the stragglers that follow both or whatever, but you're still going to be pooling your resources for each one separately.
Yeah.
I know there are photographers who do like both boudoir and like lifestyle. They have separate accounts because the people who follow, for boudoir are not going to want to see families and vice versa.
Yeah.
You're going to have a whole family group who's going to be like, my eyes, like clutching their pearls. But, like keeping those accounts separate would probably make more sense. Is it going to like sting a little bit to start from zero?
Sure it is.
Sure it is.
We started from zero. We started the podcast from zero, and now we have 2,200 followers on Instagram and almost 2,000 on Insta and like 22 on TikTok, 2,200 on TikTok. And we started from zero.
Yeah.
And it's all about making related content to our target demographic, right? So you could start at zero and build it back up. And I remember I saw a DM from somebody that somebody was like, I think this was a DM. It might have been on my personal, but said like, do you have any tips for a photographer that had to, like, they lost their account, like their account got hacked. Okay.
This is happening a lot.
And they lost 4,000 followers and they had to rebuild their Instagram from zero. Okay. One, I sympathize with you. Okay.
Two, don't click on anything.
Don't click on anything. Two-factor authentication. Authentication. I can't speak today.
It's hard to say.
The coffee's running out.
Doesn't roll off the tongue easy.
The nitro cold brew is like wearing out right now. But no, like I sympathize with you. Okay.
That hurts.
It does, but there are ways you could rebuild it, and you can rebuild it quick. And how you do that is you ask your friends to follow you. You boost your posts. You put your best work out first. You post every other day. You get your content out there. You share stories.
You're consistent about your posting.
Push.
Which Mike and I are both not.
I'm consistent with my stories.
Stories, yes.
I post twice a week to posts, and I feel like that's pretty good. But like I'm established, and I'm a lot more established than somebody just starting out. So if you're just starting out, I would try to post like 4 times a week. I would try to do a reel once a week. I would try to post stories every single day. Stories make you the most relatable, by the way. Like it connects with your core, with the people that follow you. Posts get you out there more, and reels really expand your reach.
Showing your face to your clients is, important
Make
too.
yourself relatable. We talked all about it, bringing your personality into your business.
And we're not saying that social media isn't important, because it is.
It's probably the most.
It is absolutely very important. It is how I get 90% of my leads.
Yep. For me, it's 92% of my leads come from Instagram. So as you could see, we built successful businesses through social media, through Instagram, with low follower accounts. In the scheme of things, we do not have 10,000 followers, right? We have under that.
Yeah.
And we are full-time wedding photographers.
Full-time wedding photographers who are fully booked. So it's, the numbers don't necessarily need to be high for you to be successful in the industry. You just need to be strategic about it.
Yeah. Do you know some of the best wedding photographers in the world don't have an Instagram.
Yeah.
Or they have a very minimal Instagram. Some of the best wedding photographers in the fucking world don't give a shit about Instagram. They are so beyond Instagram.
I will also say, like, some of the people that have followed us, like, I like to check and see who's following us. And some of the photographers who started following us who have, like, maybe, like, 1,500 followers or 2,000 photographers or some followers.
Some of you guys are
so good,
fucking
you guys.
awesome, guys. Like, you guys are so fucking talented.
It blows me away that some of you are following us because your talent is unreal. Like, I like, sometimes I'll check, like, if somebody new follows us, I'll click on the profile and I'll be like, holy shit. Yeah. You're good. You're really good. really, really good.
You're really good.
It's really nice to see it. Like, that there are these people who have smaller followings, and maybe we'll start sharing some of the profiles because honestly, like, I've been blown away several times. Like, yeah, it's impressive. So, like, the fact that some of you are following us and we, you know, we don't think that we're terrible. We obviously think that we're pretty good at this, but like, I don't consider myself like an elite photographer.
Yeah. We're not elite level. We're not S tier. We're not like God level by any means. We are very good photographers, and on Long Island, we're probably, like, if you would consider us in a pricing bracket, we're not elite level. We're not like even like lower elite level. We're probably like
upper mid range.
Yeah. Like, so price wise and things like that. And it, you know, because of demand and everything along those lines. But, you know, we do have talent, like not to toot our own horns. We are.
It always feels gross saying that, doesn't it?
I hate talking about myself. Like,
I hate like saying nice things about myself or my work, but I feel like that's like every photographer
we're
ever.
We're fully capable photographers that do a good job. There it is.
Yay. The bare minimum of complimenting ourselves.
But do I think I'm Henry's Diary? Absolutely not. Like, that dude is next level awesome. Do I think, like, you know...
I idolize Gabby Shear's work. I just think her work is so gorgeous and, like, jaw-dropping. And I aspire to be that level one day. Yeah. But, like, some of you are that level who are following us, who have less followers than we do. And it's mind-blowing.
Yep.
So, like... keep doing what you're doing.
Keep grinding, kids.
Keep grinding. And honestly, you're probably making more money than we are. So, like, does the follower count matter? I just don't think so. As long as you're booked, busy, and doing well, who cares?
Yeah. One of my favorite photographers is Alan Zapata, who is a super fucking talented photographer. He shoots like so many celebrity weddings, and he's like light and airy. He's got like a lighter and airier style. He shoots like a ton of celebrity weddings. Like every celebrity I feel like books him, and he's all over. Like I see him on Long Island. He does a lot of like high end Long Island weddings, and super fucking talented, really amazing, incredible what he does. I think he's got like 10,000 followers on Instagram, and he's like a celebrity wedding photographer. He doesn't give a shit. Really, like I see him post once in a while. I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome. You know, like our friend Heather. Okay,
yeah.
Like our friend Heather, never there yet. Love her. Okay, she's one of the most talented photographers I've ever fucking seen in my life, and like. She posts like once a year. She does like these spurt posts.
She does like a mass
upload,
like a like shotgun posting. Like boom, 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 and then she doesn't post for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and it's like, oh fuck, like it's like I think
I gotta wait a year to see more of Heather.
It's like I think I'm good, and then I see like her top end stuff, and
then
like,
she wrecks me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, god damn it, Heather.
Thought I was good until Heather posted.
But that's the truth, and you know, so you could be a super talented artist that maybe doesn't need to market yourself on Instagram. And I think like if you're a super talented artist, is Instagram your end all? No. But maybe you're a upper mid-tier photographer, or you think you want to be that level like we are, right? You could utilize Instagram in the best way possible without having a high follower count. Use Instagram as the window to your store. Okay?
Ooh.
Isn't that insightful?
Ooh.
Use Instagram as the window to your store. It looks nice, okay? It might get people through the door, okay? But what you do on the back end is how you really secure that sale, okay? So make that window pretty, nice, show your best shit, right? Really show it off. Get people in there. But where I think people should really invest their time and their money and their effort into is their website. Right? Having a good website, getting them in, getting that lead generated, putting it right into fucking HoneyBook, seeing that pop up, that's the ultimate goal. I don't give a shit if I gained 100 followers today.
I don't anymore.
I don't care if I gained 100 followers today, but guess what? I do care if I got 10 leads today.
Right. I mean, I used to obsess over the numbers. I wanted to have a large following, but at the end of the day, it really just does not matter. It's not important. It's not as important as just getting leads. Like, that's what you need to worry about, making sure that you have enough leads that you're making a profit.
Exactly.
You know?
You want to make sure you're getting people through that door that are your right clientele, that are the right demographic. Because to be honest with you, Instagram is great. I love having the amount of followers I have. It's really cool. And my friends are like, wow, you got a lot of followers on your Instagram. I'm like, yeah, cool, great, okay. How many of them are brides? Because that's all I care about. Okay, I want to bring those in. I want to make sure they're seeing my content, and that's the other thing, right? Like with the way algorithms work and shit like that, sometimes honestly, they're like, if you have like too many people following you, they're not going to see, and they're photographers, they're following you for your funny content, and then you post a really good photo and they don't give a shit about your photos. If care about your funny content, they might not like that post. So it's not going to move up the algorithm. It's not going to get seen by brides, okay, that are interested in wedding photography, Long Island wedding photography, or Midwest wedding photography, whatever your market is, right? So you got to think about that too, right? So target the right people. Maybe if you want to have a large following, or you want to do education or something like that, maybe make a specific like page cater to that. Maybe you want to be funny, like maybe make that your whole Insta, like like and just that's the way you're doing things.
I mean, that's what I did. I like separated the reason the feral photog came about is because I didn't want to post my personal life as much on Instagram. I do still want to have like relatable content for my business on my Instagram, but like my family and things like that, I really want to keep that separate.
Yeah.
Like my family, my friends, and things like that. And I do want to share it. I want to give people like a behind the scenes look of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
So it is public, and that's why people can see that. But it designates a time and a place.
Yeah.
So it's not all over my personal. Like my business isn't all over my personal, and my personal isn't all over my business.
Yep, that's a great way to do it. I do, if I'm going to share my family stuff, it's all stories because it makes me relatable on my business account. And I like sharing my family because it shows like, hey, I'm a family guy. Like, this is who I am. Like, I show, like, if I went to the beach with my family, I'll show like, stuff like that. And I like showing that stuff. Like, I don't have a personal Instagram like that I really use. I have one, but it's private, and I think I post to it once a year. It's always my kids' back to school photos. But that's what I mean is like, I don't really ever post about my family. But I do stories about my family and fun things about my family because it's relatable to my followers. Yeah. And like a lot of my followers are my brides that I've had. I have hundreds of brides that, no joke, anytime I post something about my kids, they'll comment, oh my God, so cute. Oh my God, like, oh my God, they're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And like the BTS that I share, like I do behind the scenes of every wedding, every event that I go to and everything like that. And it makes that content more relatable for those followers to follow me, and they could see like, hey, that's your personality. You're having fun. Like, he has fun on a wedding day. Like, they're a good time.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So you make your content relatable to the audience that you want to have follow you. And the follower count does not matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's the least of your worry. So don't worry about it. I would say like if you're at like 200 followers, should you have a target goal of 1,000? Yes. And then
it's good to have a goal for growth.
We have goals on the podcast. Like I set out goals for us this year, like, to have a certain follower count and things like that. And we've reached a lot of them so far. It's great to have goals, right? Like it's 100%, and try to make them a reach that you work hard to try to achieve.
But let's have that like goal for growth correlate with the inquiries that you're receiving.
Yes.
So, if you get X amount of followers, you want to have at least X% of growth in your inquiries as a direct reflection of that growth. Like, you don't want just to amass a ton of followers and not see an end goal reached
100%
on the back end.
100%.
Because then you just have a bunch of followers and you have nothing to show for it.
It's all about those leads, baby.
Yeah. Get
those through the door, get them in, and those will lead to sales. And if you're looking to be full-time, it's the number one thing. That's how you get those. That's how you become a full-time wedding professional.
Money matters.
Money does matter. It really, really does.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Not to ruin everyone's dreams or anything, but, you know.
It does. It's how you feed your family.
Yep.
Or if you're young and starting out living in your parents' basement, you could sock away for a house because mortgages suck right now.
Oh, my God.
The housing market sucks. Sorry, people that don't have a house right now and they're trying to buy one. We know how it is.
And then when you get one and everything breaks and you need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on fixing it.
I know. It's not fun. Yeah. Like, this is, like, we wanted to be a little... like, I don't feel like we stirred the pot too much on this.
No.
Because there is a lot of influencers that we follow that are fucking hysterical, and I love their content
and
that they put out.
And we admire them, you know?
And, like, absolutely admire them. And they have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they are really, like, influencers that are photographers and not photographers that are influencers. Mm-hmm. So I think that's, like, it goes without saying, like, I don't know. Like, some of them are incredible photographers. Some of them are just better marketers than they are photographers. And we see that a lot. And good for you. Good for you. We're not discounting that.
No, I hope you're killing it.
I hope you're crushing it. And I think that's amazing. You found a way to make an income and do amazing and crush it, right? But for those that, like, are looking up to those influencers, because that's what they are, as inspiration, okay? They're a different tier than what you're trying to become.
Right.
You know, if you want to be a full-time photographer and take pretty photos of everything and make a killing, okay, look up to the ones that, like, have big follower accounts because they're great artists.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't look up to the influencers that are making fun TikToks and have a higher follower count but aren't great artists.
Yeah. Look at the photographers that are blowing you away.
Yep.
Like, that you just can't fathom the fact that somebody is capable of creating work like that.
Yep.
Those are the people that you need to look up to, regardless of their follower count, because those are the people to idolize. You want to emulate that.
That's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end it.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com, Lauren O'Brien Photo on Instagram, The Feral Photog on Instagram, as we just discussed. And on TikTok, you can find me at Lauren O'Brien Photo. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. It's a mouthful. You gotta find a better method of saying that, a better way of, you know.
I guess I could just, like...
Lauren O'Brien Photo on Instagram, TikTok.
Sorry, I'm not like you.
And The Feral Photog if we are on... If you want the spicy tea fairy porn bullshit.
Fairy porn, concerts.
Well, you guys can find me at Michael Casara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at The Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Guys, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.